Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is YAHMAD. Today we're going to be looking at paper 3 from the CIE ICT IGCSE course. We're going to be doing the last 2017 paper, so the May-June 2017 paper, version 32. So paper 3 is a practical paper which is 2 hours and 30 minutes long. It also includes data analysis, which is spreadsheets. We're going to be redoing the website section using Microsoft Expression Web 4. I've previously done this video using Adobe Dreamweaver. So let's scroll down to the evidence part. So since I've done this question before, I've got the part of the evidence already completed, and we'll redo some of the print screens again whilst I do this paper. Okay, so task 2, web page. You are going to help some trainees develop web pages to teach students about website authoring. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is create a new folder called 1732_HTML. So let me copy the name. If I go to my source folder, we can make the new folder here, and then enter the name for the folder. Okay, the next thing we need to do is locate the following files and store them into your new folder. So we need to locate the PNG and then 2 CSS files. So PNG is a graphic format, and let me press Control to select the 2 CSS files. Okay, so let's move these files into our source folder. Okay, so far so good. Okay, let's now look at question 2. So open a file 1732switch.png in a suitable application. So a PNG file is in a graphic format, so it's a graphic file. What we need to do is basically to reduce the color depth of this image and save it so it's more suitable for use as a web-based image. Okay, so PNG is not suitable, so we'll probably have to save it as a JPEG. We're not going to crop or resize the image. So the first evidence will be to take screenshots before and after showing how you change the color depth of this image and place these into your evidence document. So I'm going to have to use Photoshop to complete this task, since Paint.net does not have the feature to reduce the color depth of a picture. So let's open up the picture first of all. So if I go to File and Open, and we want to open up the switch picture. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is reduce the color depth of this image and do a before and after print screen. Okay, so let's first of all take the first print screen. So if we go to Image, Mode, and then let's print screen at 16 bits per channel. And let's paste that into our first evidence. Crop off any part which is not necessary. It's really important that you resize the picture and you show it 16 bits per channel. And then we have to show the after changes. So now what we're going to do is go back to Photoshop, go to Image, Mode, select 8 bits per channel. And then what we're going to do is take another print screen. So we go to Image, Mode. Now we need to take this print screen to show the picture has been changed from 16 bits per channel to 8 bits per channel. So let's just take that print screen and paste it in. And we can crop off the parts which we don't need again. Okay. So that's that done. And now we have to save it into a suitable format. So we're going to save it as a JPEG. Okay, so let's go back to Photoshop, File, Save As. Make sure you select the JPEG file. Okay, and then we can click on Save. So we're going to keep the same file name. And what you can do, you can also reduce the file size here. So this is a quality if you want to reduce it slightly. So let's reduce it by a slight amount. Okay, so now it's gone from 6 to 5. And this will also reduce the file size as well. So let's press OK. Right, so that's that done. So evidence 1 is finished. For evidence 2, we need to take a screenshot showing the contents of your 1732 HTML folder and place this into your evidence document. Make sure the folder name, all file names, extensions and sizes are clearly visible. So if we go to our folder, this is what we need to print screen. As you can see, here's my JPEG. And the file size is much different compared to the PNG file size, which is almost 9 megabytes. So let's take a print screen. let's go to my evidence document, move that onto the next page and paste, and again we can crop off any parts which we don't need. If you want to use the snipping tool, it's up to you guys. I've just got used to now using the print screen button, so I'll keep on using it. So here you can see the folder name, you can see the file names, the file types, the extensions, and then the size of the file. Right, question 3. Evaluate in your own words your changes to this image. Type this evaluation into your evidence document using no more than 100 words. So since I've done this previously, I've already got my evaluation. So the first thing we can say is the file has been changed from PNG file setting of 16 bits per channel to a JPEG file of 8 bits per channel. This reduces the storage space and image transmission by at least half the time. So image transmission is how long will it take to load up the picture on a website. Okay, so since the file size is much smaller than the original file size, the picture will load up much quicker. Okay, question 4. Crop the image saved in step 2 to remove the left third and the right third of the image like this. So we need to basically remove the left third and the right third of the image shown as well. So what we can do in Photoshop is we can get the ruler to show. So if the ruler is not showing, you can go to view and select the rulers option. If I click on the crop tool and click on the picture, we can see the grid lines. So this is the first third that we need to remove. So it's basically that's 30, 31, 32, 33. So we're going to select from this point here all the way up to 66. So it's basically going to be 31, 32, 33 to 66. That's what we need to select. So if I go to my selection tool, don't want to crop yet. So from 33 to about 66. If I then go down to the bottom of the page, 66 is there actually, yeah. And then we're going to click on the crop tool, okay, which will select the selection that we want to keep, and then we can press enter to keep the selection. Okay, so let's crop this off, press enter again, and job done. Okay, so once you've done that, we need to save the image with the file name 1732img.jpg. So let me go to Photoshop, File, Save As. Let's type the name in, select the extension type, and save it into the same folder. Okay, job done. So if I go to my folder, you can see the second picture obviously now has been cropped. The file size is much more smaller. Okay, so that's that done. Take a screenshot of the cropped image. So if I go back to Photoshop, let's take a print screen. Okay, and then if I go to my evidence document, let's paste that in. Okay, so let me just crop off the bottom part, and again we can just resize this so to show the image has been cropped. Okay, get rid of that space there. Save the changes, and then now we can move on to creating a web page. So let me open up Microsoft Expression Web 4. So we're going to create a web page called 1732upload.html. So let me copy that file name. So when Expression opens up, just close anything that's here. You can go to File, New, and select the HTML page. Click on Design, and before we do anything, we should be saving this work into our website folder. So 2017 summer 32 into the new folder we just created, and let's save the file. Okay, since we've opened up in a HTML format, by default this will save into the same format as well, so you don't need to change the type here. Right, okay, so the web page must work in all browsers and will have a table structure with visible borders and grid lines as shown below. So we need to create this table here. So before we do anything, let's count the number of rows. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, and then one column, 2, 3. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go back to expression. Let's insert a table. So let's click on table, insert table. We've got 4 rows, 3 columns. Now let's see if we have a size of the table going across. So let me just double check now. If I come down, so the table will be 600 pixels wide. So we can set this size now. So sometimes it's worth looking on ahead. So this table will be 600 pixels wide. So let's just put that size in now. Okay, so make sure you have selected pixels. Press OK. And then what you need to do next is to merge the cells which will be together. So the top row has been merged. Okay, so we're merging this row here. So right click and click on modify and merge cells. This column here will be merged, so we can highlight the last column, click on modify, merge cells. Okay, and this here will be merged as well, so right click and select merge cells as well. So you've got the top row which is merged, you've got this cell and then this cell here which is merged. Okay, text shown in bold must be entered into your web page. So let's enter the text in bold. So uploading and publishing a website. So I can just paste in. Obviously in the exam you'd have to write this information in yourselves. The acronym FTP stands for, paste that in. Here are 3 things needed to upload and publish the content of a website using FTP. Okay, so we can copy and paste that in. Website created by, put that into the last cell. Okay, so we've done that. The formatting of each table cell is identified in italics. So the first row is going to be formatted as H1. So let's highlight the title and select H1, which is heading 1. Okay, this is going to be H3, and this will also be H3, and this will also be H3. So let me change all this to heading 3. And again heading 3. Okay, and okay, so enter your answers. We're going to be so replace the text in chevrons with answers, images and candidate details as instructed. Okay, so if I go down now to question 6, replace the text, enter your answer to question 6 here. With the meaning of FTP, set this as style H2. So to find this answer and to find the next answer as well, here are 3 things needed to upload and publish the content of a website using FTP. I'm going to go to my website and I'm going to open up the web expression overview PDF. So if you go to the website, click on the tab here, click on paper 3, and then you can click on this link here to open up this PDF. So I've scrolled down to the bottom. Okay, to find out the answer for the first question, what is it? So the acronym FTP stands for, so what does FTP stand for first of all? It stands for File Transfer Protocol. So let me copy this and let me paste this into this box here. And this needs to be set as H2. So let me just highlight that to say it's completed. Okay, so the second question is 3 things needed to upload and publish the content of a website using FTP. So before I answer that question, let me explain what this is. So to publish a website, you first need to purchase a domain name. So my domain name was www.yahmad.co.uk, and hosting. The hosting provider will then give you user login details, so you're able to upload your website into their hosting space. To be able to upload your website, you need the FTP application. So the one I use is FileZilla. Once you've logged in, you will see the files on your computer on one side and then the hosted files on the other side. You will need to ensure that files are kept in an appropriate web folder and uploaded files mirror how you have them in your computer. So let me just zoom in quickly on here. So, whoopsie daisy, let me go down. So basically, once you've entered in your user details and connected, the host files will appear on the right hand side. On the left hand side will be your files on your computer. To upload a file onto your hosted space, you simply drag the file from this side over onto this side here. You need to make sure the files and folders appear the same here as they do here, so then the links will work if you have absolute linking. Right, so to answer the question here, so here are 3 things needed to upload and publish the content of a website using FTP. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is, or to write down, is that we need the FTP client software. So the one I use is FileZilla. So that's going to be the first thing that we type down. So FTP application. Okay. The second thing we can write down is we need the host name for the FTP. So if we go back to the presentation PDF file, so before we can log in, once you purchase a domain name and hosting, you will be given a host name to be able to log in onto your FTP application. So we need a host name for the FTP, which will be linked to your domain name. So let me go back to here. So press enter. Host name for FTP, and then also you need a username and password. So to be able to log in, if I go back to the presentation, you are required to enter a password as well, so username and a password. So let me enter that. Username and password. So the FTP application can be downloaded free of charge, and then the host name and the username and password is provided once you've purchased your domain name and your hosting. Okay. Other things which you can include is all files in one folder, okay, and host port to be used for upload as well. But I think these 3 are the obvious ones that we can use. Now, this has to appear as a numbered list, 1 to 3. So what we're going to do, we can either click on here, this option 1, 2, 3, and then if you have to, just press backspace, enter. Or what you could have done is selected and ordered a list from here, okay, which does the same thing. Okay, so we've done question 6 now, and I think we also done question 7. So replace the text, enter your answers to question 7 here with a numbered list in your own words. 3 or more requirements for uploading and publishing the content of a website using FTP. Let me just put one more down, and since it's saying 3 or more, so I'm going to write down all files in one folder. So if I press enter, all files in one folder, because when you upload the files, you're basically going to be uploading the files which are here onto your hosting part. Okay, right, that's that done. Okay, actually what I need to do also is to include my candidate details. Okay, so we need to include name, center number and candidate number at the bottom. So we haven't done, actually there's another thing as well. So I'll write my name first of all. Center number I'll use 5, 6, 7, 8. Candidate number I'll use 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I've lost this last column, but I've got it back now. I'm just basically just clicking it now. And what we need to do is now place the image we saved in step 4 here. So, and an image needs to be resized to 200 pixels wide. So to insert the picture, we click on Insert, Picture from File, okay, and if we go back somewhere, 32, and it's going to be this file here, okay, so 1732 img. So since this is a picture of a switch, the alternative text will be switch as well, so make sure you spell it right. So the alternative text will appear if the picture does not load up, so that's that part done. Okay, let's press OK, and then what we need to do is to resize the picture so it's 200 pixels wide. Okay, so if I right click on the picture, go to Picture Properties, Appearance, let's type in 200. Okay, and let's maintain the aspect ratio, and yep, that's looking good now. Okay, so let me we'll check if this was set as H3 before we move forward. Yep, that's H3, that's ordered list. This should have been let me just, I'm sure I did it before, H2. This is H3, H3 as well, heading 3. Okay, so I think that part is done now. So we've got a table, we've entered the bold text, we've inserted the image, and then we've answered a couple of questions as well. Okay, so if we scroll down, we now need to attach the style sheet 1732 web.css to your web page. So if you go to Manage Styles, if you don't see the panel, you can go to Panels, Manage Styles, click on Attach Style Sheet, Browse. Okay, and it's going to be 1732 web. Yeah. Let's press OK. And it's provided some formatting to the page. Okay. A trainee has started to create a second style sheet to be added to the web page. The style sheet is not finished and contains a number of errors. So what we need to do is open the style sheet 1732ss.css in a suitable software package. So, okay, so if I go to File, Open, so this is the one we attached. Okay, we need to open up this one here. As you can see, there's all sorts of mistakes here. There's no brackets. So what I'm going to do, just to save myself a bit of time, I'm going to delete this, and I think I'll do it again because all of it's wrong. So the web page and style sheet must work in any browser and use the most efficient methods. Okay. All color codes are in hexadecimal. And make sure the style sheet contains no HTML. The specifications for the style sheet are. Okay, so the table is going to be center aligned within a browser window. Okay, let me just go up to here, and we need to make sure we have visible borders, okay, and grid lines as shown below. So I need to consider doing that as well. Okay, so let's get back to expression. I'm going to delete this, and what I'm going to do is basically make the borders visible first of all. So if I type in table, comma, TD, so for external we need to have table, for the internal grid lines we need TD, and then if we go to border, I'm going to select 1, okay, so, and also solid, so both external and internal borders will be visible, will be solid, and 1 pixel thick. Okay, now if we go to here, we now need to create a table tag, and we need to center line the table within the browser window. So if I go to new style, table, and then if I go to box, to center line, what we need to do is set the left and the right margins as automatic. So right auto, left auto, and the table will be 600 pixels wide. So if you go to position, let's type in 600 and make sure pixels has been selected. That's that done. Okay. Okay, now we're going to create the style for H1. So let's go back, click on new style, H1, Okay, and let's look at the font family first. So this font will be used first. Okay, so let's type this in or copy paste it in. So the browser will look for this font first. If that's not available, then the browser will then search and use Vedana to represent H1. Okay, let me enter that. And if this is not available, then the browser will, so if these fonts are not available, the browser's default sans serif font. Okay. Right, the size of the text is 30 points. So what we need to do is type in 30 and change this to points, PT. Okay. The alignment is center. So if we go to block, text align, we can click on center. And then the colors will be no red, no green, and then 80. So 50% of 80 of blue. So there's no red, there's no green, and then we're going to type in 80. Okay, and that's that done. Right, now if we go back and look at our CSS, you'll notice H2, H3 and LI all have the same font style. So Arial, and if that's not available, then the browser's default sans serif font. Let me just highlight this as complete. So using the most efficient methods, what we can do is go to new style and we type in H2, H3, okay, and then LI, and then if I select Arial, I don't think I can delete, or I can delete, yeah. So H1, H2, H3 and this style will all look for Arial. If that's not available, then the browser will select the default sans serif font. Okay, so if I press apply, okay, so we are using now most efficient methods. Now H2 and LI, if we have a look again, so H2 and LI has the same font size, 16 points high. So what we can do is, again, using the most efficient syntax, we type in H2, comma, LI, and we can type in 16 points. Okay, apply, done. And then H3, so H2, let me double check, yeah, we've done that now for H2. The browsers, yeah, we've done that. Okay. Now for H3, we have a different file size, and H3 will also be italic, or the font size, should I say. So let's create H3 now. The font style will be italic, and the font size will be 14. Is it points again? Let me double check. Yep. So PT. Okay, done. Apply. Okay. So we have corrected and completed the style sheet now using the information above. Okay, using the most efficient syntax methods. So let me just get rid of, highlight this. Add your name, center number and candidate number as a comment at the start of the style sheet. So to add a comment, let me click before table and TD. Just type in /star, type in my name. You'll notice the whole code has changed to green. If we close the comment, then the code appears back as in the original colors. So the comment will be shown as green. You need to open and close the comment with a / and star, and then a star and / to close. So then we include the center number and candidate number as well. So 5, 6, 7, 8, candidate number 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, what else is left to do? Save this into our folder. Use a file name 1732ss followed by your candidate number. So I'm going to use 1, 2, 3, 4. So file, save as, and then let me type 1, 2, 3, 4. Since we're in a CSS format, we're going to save into that format, so we don't need to change the file type here. So let's press save. Okay, attach the style sheet to your web page. So if I attach this style sheet now, it's going to automatically have a higher priority to the previous style sheet that was attached in step 8. Okay, so if I go, let me just save it again. If I go to here, attach star sheet, browse, and I'm going to attach the star sheet ending in my candidate number 1234, and you can see the table has now been center lined and there's now a border on the table as well, as you can see. So let me just go to the browser really quickly. Do we still see that? Yep, so we got the border. I'm happy with that. Okay, so evidence 5, take a screenshot showing the content of your style sheet, place this into your evidence document, make sure the file name is clearly visible. So we wanted to basically take a print screen of this. Okay, so let's go down now. So evidence, is it evidence 5? Yes. Paste. Again, crop off the part which you don't need. Okay, you want to make sure the file size is available at the top of the print screen. So the file size is here and you have a nice clear print screen. So before we move on, both the borders we wanted to show, so we did that together, table, comma, TD, and H2, H3, LI had the same font family, H2, LI had the same font size, and H3, this was what was left over to do. Okay, so let me save the changes. Let's go down. Evidence 6, display the page in your browser, take a screenshot. Okay, so let's zoom out so we can get the whole page in. Okay, again, print screen, evidence 6, and again we can crop the bottom part off and keep the browser window to show we are in the browser. Okay, and finally evidence 7, a copy of the HTML source and place this into our evidence document. So if we go to the HTML page, go to code, and what we want to do is basically copy the whole code into the evidence document. So this is evidence 7. Okay, I pasted it in and job done. Okay, so let me save the changes. So we've come to the end of the website section, so let's just review the evidence document just before we finish off. So we had to show that we've changed the color details from 18 bits, this was a before print screen, to 8 bits. Okay, then we had to show a print screen of our folder, including our folder name, file sizes, types and extensions, and the file names. And then we evaluated, basically we said we changed the PNG into JPEG and from 16 bits to an 8 bits, which would reduce the file transmission size. The next thing we had to do was to crop the image and then to show the cropped image. So basically we had to show what the image looked like after it was cropped. Okay, if we go down, this was evidence of the CSS, a print screen, and a print screen from the web browser. And then we had to take a copy of the HTML code, so that's basically a copy and paste. Okay, so we've come to the end of the 2017 web expression video. So I hope this video is going to be useful for you guys. Please like and share, drop your comments below, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. Thanks again for your time.